Today I want to show you a solution to a common problem I always have, and that is the deflated tires on my tractor trailer. So today I want to show you how to fill tires like these that are not meant for the highway purpose with flexible foam so that they can be used in any time, any kind of weather without having to worry about them going flat. So let's go ahead and take a look how this is done. So to start our project, we first need to make an incision into the tire. This is going to be made right at the top where the thread is. And this is going to become our pour spout. And we're going to simply cut a C shape into that. We don't want to cut our entire circle because we're going to have to adhere this later on shut. So this is going to be much easier to actually close if we don't complete a circle. The foam we're going to use for this project is the Flex Foam at 25. Now, this particular product has a mix ratio of 1A to 2B by weight, so a gram scale is absolutely necessary. And this is a fast-reacting material. We have 90 seconds of work time, while the cure of the material is 2 hours. Now, in case you're wondering, how do I know how much product I need to fill this tire? If you actually go to our website and take a look at the materials calculator, you should be able to at least estimate approximately how much material you're going to need to fill a void. Here you can pick up the material that you're going to be using. In this case, the Flex Foam at 25, and you can calculate the casting volume, enter it in, and that's going to give you an idea how much product you need. Now, it's really important to pre-mix the foams, and we're going to shake this thoroughly before dispensing. And so now we're going to dispense the part A. Now, again, this is a 1:2 by weight mix ratio, so a gram scale is required. And then we're going to pre-mix and dispense the part B. But unlike the part A, the part B, if you take a look at the technical bulletin for the material, it calls for pre-mixing of the part B with a mechanical mixer. This is going to give your material a much better rise and much more uniform cell structure as the material cures. So we're going to go ahead and pre-mix this using a drill and a turbine mixer. This is going to give us a much better surface finish and cell structure of the final foam because we're whipping extra air into the material and helping the material achieve its ultimate qualities. And I'm going to give this a good premix, and then we're going to add the part A to that. I'm going to scrape that dispensing cup. Make sure you get all your material in there. And then we're going to mix this again using the mechanical drill and the turbine mixer. Remember, you got to work fast. We have 90 seconds to mix it and pour it. So after you mix thoroughly, scrape the sides one more time with the mixing stick, scrape the bottom, and then quickly dispense the foam into your mold box, or in this case, the actual tire. Now we're going to go ahead and dispense that into the tire. And then I'm going to actually spin the tire around, allowing the material to coat the inside of that tire all around so that material is present everywhere. We don't have any large voids or anything. And overall, it's just going to give us a much better quality casting once it's cured. And here you can see that the material is rising towards that opening and creating back pressure because it has only one place to escape. The approximate expansion of the Flex Foam at 25 is twice its original volume. So you're going to get twice the amount of material expanding as how much you poured in. Any of the excess is removed, and then the material is allowed a full cure for 2 hours before moving on to the next step. Now, once the material is cured, you can see here that the flap that we cut open earlier does not sit perfectly flat. So in order to remedy that, we're going to cut away some of that cured foam, and then we're going to proceed to clean the entire area before we adhere it shut. The material we're using to adhere this together is called Black Panther 85. This is a 1-to-1 mix ratio by volume. It's easy to use. It has a 3.5 minutes work time with a 2.5 hour cure time. Now, looking over the technical bulletin, it does call for surface preparation, and we want to make sure that we get a good adhesion between the old rubber and the adhesive that we're applying. And for that reason, I'm going to use a Dremel tool to sand some of that material clean. And we're going to blow off any of the excess. And then we're going to use some denatured alcohol, or isopropyl in this case, to clean the entire area that we're going to put the adhesive onto. Now, the alcohol is allowed to dry fully before applying any of the adhesive. Now we can go ahead and dispense the adhesive we're using. Black Panther, again, is a 1-to-1 mix ratio by volume. Because this is by volume, I'm simply going to mark my dispensing cups, and then the part B and the part A are dispensed, equal volume, and mixed together thoroughly. Now, whenever you have material clinging to the sides like you see here, you want to make sure that you scrape those sides and mix that material thoroughly. You don't want to have unmixed material that's going to end up in our repair spot and cause all kinds of problems down the line. Once that is mixed, I'm simply going to dispense some of that right into that opening. And then that flap is shut closed, and some pins are used to hold it in place while the material cures. The excess material is then spread around over the entire repair spot, because the more of a surface adhesion that we have, the better our repair is going to be. Again, you want to work fast. This is a 3.5 minute work time with the material. So once that is applied, we're going to allow it a full cure time of 2.5 hours before removing the pins. Once that is fully cured, the pins can be removed. I'm going to use some pliers here, and then any of the excess adhesive can actually be trimmed away. Here I'm using a razor knife. You can also sand it down if you want to. And then we're going to inspect the work area. So here you can see the repaired area is almost unnoticeable, and we're ready to install the wheel. And also you can tell that it's nice and strong. There is almost no compression whatsoever after the foam has fully cured. So to test our job and how well we did with this project, I'm simply going to load up this trailer with about 300 pounds of concrete block, and then we're going to drive it over different surfaces. And as you can see here, the tires don't deflate when we're going over the grass or if we're going over pavement. Now, I did want to remind you that this is not for road or highway use. This is strictly for off-the-road vehicles and works great for lawn tractors, carts, wheelbarrows, and such. Now, if you got inspired by our project and you like to give your own project a go and need some product, you can visit any one of our distributors around the world. So, and there you have it, a simple step-by-step instructional video on how to fill up tires with expanding foam. And in this project, we used the Flex Foam at 25, and we used the Black Panther 85 to actually close our opening. Now, if you have an idea about what we should do next, please let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. Now, to keep up with our latest mold making and casting videos, remember to subscribe.